Hello. I haven't done this in a while. First of all, hi, it's me, Dorothy. Welcome to Insights from a Nerd, the brand new name of this channel, and all of my nerd things. I'm coming to you currently because I am reading House of Sky and Breath by Miss Sarah J. Maas. I'm currently on page 202, which is nary a dent in this 801 page book. Yeah. So far, it's a vibe. I'm intrigued to see where we're going, but also at the same time, I really feel like Miss Sarah is gonna fuck me up. So here I am at the chapter 18 check-in after 200 pages, essentially. And, you know, just wanted to say, Bryson Hunt, still love ya. Still love ya. They're still my boos. And now I have to continue reading because I need to know. I need to know what happens, you know? This is only the second day that this book has been out. And no, it's the third day this book has been out. And I'm only read 200 pages. Where was the girl that read all of A Court of Silver Flames in one day? She's been anxious. That's where she is. But anyways, back to reading. Okay, here's the deal. I'm currently page 229. Now at 29%, which is still barely a dent in this book. But so I watched a recap video before the book came out because I was like, I don't remember everything that happened in the first one. I read that a year ago. Could not tell you a single thing that happened prior to that recap video. I'm, again, 229 pages in. And despite what I think our main plot is, I'm confused about the point of this book. Which, granted, you all know, I'm Sarah J. Maas trash. Like, I'm a hoe for Sarah J. Maas books. But, like, I don't know. I think it's going to take me getting at least halfway into this before I'm fully understanding why I needed this. Because, the first Crescent City book is so good. The first Crescent City book is a 5-star read for me. Like, I'm not gonna, like, that is so, and right now, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have, right now, I don't know if the same feeling is gonna be there for this book. The way that, you know, I feel about the first one. And, like, we still have Danica being somewhat utilized in this. And we have Connor's little brother, Ethan, being utilized in this. But I'm still, like, the whole point of, at least what I felt like the whole point of the first book was Bryce accepting Danica's death after losing her. And, you know, that the ending of that book essentially is a very big farewell to Danica. Like, I feel like the ending of that book is a big, we can let Danica rest now. And now in the second book so far, we're still dealing with Danica's shit. Like, she is still sneaky. And I'm like, why? But there will be a reason. There will be a reason. I'm also wondering if, hear me out, I'm a more critical reader now than I was when I read the first book. Because I've read a lot more books since then. It's highly possible. And also at the same time, I also have to remind myself that I am reading this when a good part of my brain wants to be reading Deadly Dreams by KJ Sutton. And you might be saying, Dorothy, just go read the other book. Viewer, if I don't read this, it's going to get spoiled for me on Twitter and TikTok because no one decides to just put spoiler warnings anywhere anymore. It's ridiculous, the society we live in. And honestly, I want to know more. But at the same time, I'm like, Deadly Dreams is right there. And the ending of Restless Slumber was delicious. Am I happy about what happened? No. I am not happy about what happened. Was it delicious, though? Yes. I will have to tell you all my thoughts about the Fortuna Sworn series at a later date. Because right now it's about our queen, Sarah J. Maas. So I'm going to get back to it. Good old chapter 21. And what I also want to say, what I've been doing while reading recently, especially if like, because I have this on audio to listen to in the car, and then I also have it to, like, if I was doing reading sprints right now, I would just be physically reading it, or I would have the audio on like 2.3 speed and have the book open at the same time, because for some reason I can listen to an audiobook that fast and have the book open and completely understand what's going on. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dorothy Metz, listen to all of Legend Born by Tracy Dion on audio. And I put that bitch on 2.3 speed. It was even possible that I bumped her up to 2.5 at one point towards the end. And still understood and had the same emotional impact of everything. Who am I? Don't know. But I also have an audio to get to this month, hopefully. The Gilded Ones by Nina Forna and A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. Get to this month. I literally only have a week left of this month. That's crazy. Do I know how many books I read so far this month? This will be my 7th. And I will finish this book by the end of the month. No doubt. No doubt about it. Oh, but anyways, what I have been doing while reading recently is, especially if I have it on audio as well, I will, because I got a bunch of magnetic bookmarks for Christmas, and then I also grabbed myself some more because I liked the Planet ones at Barnes & Noble. I will, when I get to the start of a new chapter, I will just magnetically bookmark the whole chapter length. And so then that's the chapter I'm currently on. Obviously, after I'm done reading that page, I'll move that page. But then if I wanted to switch to like audio all of a sudden, I can just immediately click on chapter 21 because I'm in that chapter. Does that make sense? Do I need to tell you that? Probably not, but you know what? It's okay. I'm also currently watching, because I need to have audio input apparently while I'm doing things. I've only been able to read really productively with reading sprints. And there's none happening today because it's a Thursday. Why would anyone be sprinting at 7 p.m. on a Thursday? I'm currently watching Mel Reed's Mel reads his Crescent City reading vlog for the first one. And you know what? She's getting me through. She's getting me through the time. I could just reuse... No, I don't want to reuse reading sprints. Because then I don't actually take a break. Ooh, she's got an Accord of Silver Flames. I'm in. I'm going on a Mel binge while I read. Anyways, I have to go back to this book. Because I need to. So, I'll check in later. Hopefully when I've made at least a dent more in this book, because 229 pages is like nothing. Okay, see you then. Bye. I've barely made any progress since the last time I spoke to you. I'm on page 241. I don't want to spoil, but also I need you to understand that the Prince of the Pit of Hell just talked to Hunt and told him that him and Bryce's powers are like conduits of another. And I'm like, the fuck does that mean? Hunt's main power is like lightning and like he can do that shit. And Bryce's power, I don't even know yet. Because right now, all it is light. But if they're conduits, I'm intrigued. And I normally don't tab books, but like, or highlight in them, but like, a girl's about to go grab a highlighter and highlight that, because that was some interesting little tidbit there, Miss Maas. That was a nice little sprinkle of foreshadowing. Let the tabbing begin, because like my brain is eating all of this. And at the same time going, what? So, okay, thanks for coming along to this. I'm gonna go put this little note in my book, and then I'm also gonna go begin the process of tab time. Cool. Great. Glad we had this chat. Bye. Hi. It's the next day. I'm currently just hanging out at work. I'm on page 359. I've started tabbing, as you can see. I'm also currently eating some ice cream because I needed some after good old chapter 32. Wow. This book is an experience. Like, I have gone back and forth between audioing and physically reading. And obviously I have like all of these tabs, and like I even have like questions that I'm asking, and I'm just, I am just like, wow, the whole time I'm reading this currently. But my thoughts currently are, I'm not halfway yet, but the fact that all of this is going down halfway, like, I haven't even reached, if we are going to war with hell and demons in this book, I'm gonna need some alcohol. There's no way for me to explain how I'm feeling, because I don't want to spoil anything. But also, at the same time, my brain is like working overtime. I need you all to understand, I don't tab books or highlight in them like ever. And yet every time I'm like, oh my God, I gotta remember this. I gotta think about this. I gotta keep this in mind. Does this mean I've reached my final form as a reader? Maybe. But I'm gonna go back to eating this ice cream, having the audiobook play, and losing my effing mind. Because Bryce and Hunt are just, they're just Bryce and Hunt. And I love them. And, you know, I just, I'm like, I don't know where we're going. And that's scary because I know where the first book went. And you know what? I wouldn't put past Miss Sarah J. Maas to hurt me in this. So, yeah. Here goes, you know, here goes nothing. Back to it, guys. Back to the reading. I'm nervous, but that's to be expected in Sarah J. Maas books. Okay, good. Hello. I haven't really made it much farther. I'm on page 388 currently. I'd just like to say that I feel like Ethan Holstrom is gonna take over my heart. Like, I just feel it happening, and I'm like, you know what? I accept this as my life, and I'm okay with it. But this, you guys, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. I don't think I fully understand the scope of what's going on, but there was something. So, and like, I had to pull out another highlighter for sad things because I was like, oh, that's really sad. The sad thing involved Ethan. As much as I love Hunt and Bryce, would I think it'd be fun if Ethan Holstrom was our endgame person here? Yes. Does that make me terrible? Maybe. But here's the thing. Sarah J. Maas has a tendency of giving us love interests within, like, the first books. Or, you know, if this is Throne of Glass, the first couple books, and then changing the game on us. If you needed evidence, Rhysand and Rowan exist. And I just think that, you know, we could be set up for this again. And while that would be heartbreaking, technically speaking, Hunt did already almost die. So it's not like we're not like... I want everyone to understand, I do love Hunt. I like him as a character. I think his perspective is interesting. I like learning more about the rebellion. However, I also know Sarah and her writing and what she's done previously. So I don't trust her. To put it politely, I don't trust this woman. And here's the thing. I have a theory about who Daybright is. And I just feel like it's gonna be one of three people. Well, obviously. Like, it could be Fury, which I think would be interesting. But I also am starting to think less that it's Fury based on the conversations that she's having with Rune. Because there's no way Fury would be flirting with Rune. But also, I think it could be Hypaxia, which is the Witch Queen, which I think that'd be fun. Or it could even be Celestina, who is our new governor lady, which would also be kind of fun. Like, or it's someone we've never met before. That could also be a possibility, but I think it would be cooler if it was one of those two at least. I was thinking Fury. I don't want it to be Fury anymore now. I'm very invested. Like, I feel like once I'm done with work today, I might just send it and try to finish this, because if I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I got some candles going to get me, you know, in a lighter mood, because I feel like we're headed towards the sad times. Oh, I looked ahead. Now we're gonna talk about Connor. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about Connor. I'm still sad. But anyways, I'm gonna go back to, you know, working, and yeah, I'll go back to this. Something was revealed about Ethan, and listen, am I gonna come out of this book being an Ethan Holmstrom stan? Maybe. If Sarah kills him, though, I'm gonna be very upset. Ethan Holmstrom he deserves all the love in the world. Just putting it out there. Ethan Holmstrom. That's also such a nice name. Bryce Holmstrom. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to reading before I start crying about Connor. And yep. Okay, bye. Okay, hi, hello, good morning. It's currently 9:03 a.m. I am on page 490, which I feel like isn't much progress since the last time we spoke, but you know, it's fine. I have so much book left, but things are heating up. And I'm shooketh. I am, however, almost out of my green sticky tab for world building, but I will have to then just switch to the lighter green that I have until my new tabs come in tomorrow, hopefully. I do have some thoughts. I don't want, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I also just want to say I hate Pippa. Pippa can die. Hate her. She's terrible. Pretty sure I don't really like Court Mac either, but you know, that's fine. I think, I don't know. I think we're on the verge of experiencing all-out war, which is interesting, but also I will be very intrigued to see how it's different than the other wars that Sarah's written, because obviously Akatar's war is against Hybrin, which I still don't even think I fully understand the purpose of that war. I think it was just that they wanted to take control of the humans. Whatever. And then the war in Throne of Glass is for, like, survival. But, like, this war feels more about morals and, like, what's right, you know. And I feel like the Asteri is potentially a corrupt governing body. So that's fun. I just wanted to check in. Because I hadn't checked in yet today, even though I've only been reading for like an hour. So, yeah. Luke is going to come over and bring me some coffee. We're going to hang out for a little bit for the day, which will be very nice. And yeah, hopefully I finish this today because I would like to. So, I'm going to go back to it. Fun times. Okay, bye. Hello? It's Sunday. Didn't really vlog that much yesterday after the initial beginning. I'm currently on page 710, which means I'm in the last 90 pages. Oh boy. If you've never read a Sarah J. Maas book before, I need you to understand that the woman likes to absolutely wreck you in the last 100. So, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for anything that could happen, because we've already almost had a death. We've already almost been, you know, brutally murdered. So there's that. I'm very nervous about where we're going, because there's not that much book left. And if I get left on a cliffhanger. But I also don't know if there's going to be a third Crescent City book. Do we know that? Let's find out. Yep, there's a third one. We don't know what the name is yet. 2023 release date currently. Okay. Well, then I have to wait a whole year. There's really just not that much left, guys. And I'm just, you know, I'm getting nervous about where we're going. Oh, I'm nervous. I know what this woman can do to me. Which is why I'm scared that there's still book left. It was funny when I was reading yesterday around Luke, he was like, I've never heard someone complain so much about more book being left. And it's because I know what Sarah can do to me. But we have to keep going. So here we go. The last 90 pages. Which are surely going to ruin me. The last book had me crying on my floor, so we'll see. I'll check in later. Hopefully I'm not dead. Hi. I'm coming to you after I finish the book. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but let me tell you, if you're not reading Crescent City, you gotta get on that. There's nothing else for me to tell you except you gotta get on that. If you're not reading Sarah J. Maas, I understand. Maybe she's not for you. But let me tell you, this woman owns my soul. And I need people to be reading this so I have people to talk about it with. Because I'm so incredibly shook to my core. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but it's ridiculous outside right now. Calm yourself. It's insane. I didn't even read the bonus chapter when I finished. I was like, I don't want anything else. This is it. I don't want the bonus chapter. That bonus chapter can sit there and wait until I'm ready because my mind is blown. Absolutely blown. Wrecked. I'm wrecked. Sarah has done it again. To go over my final thoughts, I guess. I did give this book 5 stars. I honestly, I more so gave it 5 stars because it's really building upon what Crescent City, the first book, did really well, which is the themes of friendship as well as, the wind is getting me, as well as like accepting grief, as well as understanding like sometimes you just have to let people in, and it does such a great job building on those themes as well as with our other outside characters. Even like little sprinkles of foreshadowing are amazing, and I'm just, it's wild. It's so wild. And the plot twist at the end, there's like 4. The first plot twist that happens is like, wow, this is insane. The second plot twist that happens is like, holy shit, how did I not see this? The third one is like, why are we doing this? And then the last one, the very last one, is so insane. I never thought anything like it was going to be happening in my world, and here we are. I'm yet again Sarah J. Maas trash. So here I am, absolutely shook to the core by this woman. And that's been my journey reading House of Sky and Breath. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know if it's Crescent City 3, if it's another ACOTAR book. I don't care. I want it. She has me by the throat, honestly, guys. Like, there's nothing else that this woman can do to me that's going to tell me that I'm not buying her book. I must have it. I must read it. I must know. And that's that. That's the final thing that I have to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this long journey that we took together of me absolutely getting wrecked in this book. Oh, I want to show you the tabs and how they look. Let's see. So our final beautiful masterpiece is here. She's insane. She's wild. She's crazy, but also I love her. So here's the House of Breath and Sky, Sky and Breath, whatever way you want to say it. That was a wild journey, but I loved it. I loved it. Loved every second. And yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below how you felt about reading House of Sky and Breath, if you did read it. Or if you're like, hey, I got a recommendation for you after seeing how you felt about this book. Hit me up. I have so much to read in this world. My shelves are full, but you know what? That doesn't stop me. And if you guys, you know, if you like this, subscribe. You will for sure be seeing another one of these type of videos in March when The War of Two Queens by Jennifer L. Armentrout comes out, because that book, oh my God, that lady's also gonna wreck me. So here we are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cool. Bye.